Hey friends, Dayton King here at KW Platform, Director of Agent Development, Business Coach, and yes, I help people buy and sell real estate. Today I want to share how people are losing in multiple offer situations. So for today's purposes, we're going to say it's a house anywhere in the Capital District, just hit the market maybe 2, 3, 4 days ago. It's listed at $300,000 and you or someone you know wants it. They go and take a look at it, you like it checks all the boxes, and you want to make an offer. So the first thing I would say is, and I know this sounds very elementary, okay, is you're just not ready financially. You haven't checked with your lender yet. So before you even think about going and looking at houses, contact a few lenders, find out what you can afford, find out your credit score, your debt to income ratio, make sure you have the most updated tax filings, your W-2s or 1099 or however you get paid, you have everything ready before you go looking at houses. Again, I know it sounds elementary, but people sometimes say, I gotta see this house, I gotta get in there. And we go and we show them a house, right? I don't do that, but some people do. And you're like, yep, gotta have it. Great, who are you pre-approved with? Oh, we haven't done that step yet. Okay, so that's one way that you're gonna miss out. You're just not prepared, okay? So get pre-approved. If you're paying cash, have your finances where we either have a proof of funds from the bank that says you had the money there, or maybe you have it in a 401k or some investment, but it's liquid and you have access to it. So reason one that you're gonna lose out is you're not ready financially, all right? Number two is you offer less than asking price, right? So if it's on the market 2, 3, 4 days, and maybe you have a real estate agent and they call the listing agent and they say, yep, we're in a multiple offer situation. We're doing highest, most money, and best, least contingencies by Friday at 5 p.m. Okay, so let's just say the house is listed for $300,000 and it's multiple offers. Making an offer for $290,000 probably isn't going to get it. Again, can it happen? Of course. But my suggestion would be 2, 3, 4 days on the market, multiple offers. You need to go as high as you really can with as few contingencies. So let's talk about that. If it's at $300,000, I tell my clients, one, what can you see yourself paying? And if somebody else goes 305, are you going to be upset that you didn't go 306? Yeah, Dayton, I'd probably be upset we didn't go 306. What about 310? Would you wish you went 311? Yeah, we probably wouldn't do 311. Great. So let's find out what that number is. And then as far as the least amount of contingencies, what are we doing for inspections? Are we inspecting everything, or do we just want to know that the roof is okay, the foundation's good, and maybe there's not a ton of mold? But we're not going to nitpick for every little outlet, a cupboard that's broken. I've had clients that were upset because they need to replace a little dial on a dimmer for the light switch. If that's what you're going to be upset about, you're going to miss out on a lot of multiple offer situations, okay? So number two is few contingencies as you can have. So I would raise the threshold of inspections. The standard contract here where we are says $2,000. Any one issue, you can back out, you can renegotiate. I would up that to $5,000 or $10,000 depending on what it is, or just really focus on the major issues, the roof, the foundation, mold, or something else that's really important to you, okay? As far as other contingencies, it might be, hey, we have a house to sell, or just other things, all right? Number three I want to talk about is your timing, right? So if you have a real estate agent, a buyer's agent working for you, they should call the listing agent before you even go on the appointment and find out, hey, what's most important to your seller? Clearly they want to make as much money as they can, and certainly they want it to be a smooth transaction, but are they looking to close quickly, or would they like more time? We've had clients in both of these situations. We've had clients that date and we need to sell fast, right? I'll never forget the phone call that I had from a good friend of mine who said, hey, we need to get this house sold immediately because we can't afford 2 mortgage payments, right? One of their family members had passed away and said, Dayton, I don't know what we can get for it today, but we need it sold immediately. We can't make 2 mortgage payments. And then I've had clients that say, hey, we can't sell immediately because we're going to be homeless. We have nowhere else to go. So you need to find out what's most important to the sellers when you're writing that offer and communicate that in your offer letter. Okay, so far we want to offer as much money as you possibly can with as few contingencies as possible, and we want to make sure that the timing is right. Okay. Other communication problems, right, that I see in multiple offer situations. One is that your agent isn't communicating or really even building rapport with the listing agent, right? There's a lot of times where I'll see who the agent is on the other side, and I'll make recommendations to my clients that, hey, this person is brand new. They haven't communicated with me. Their paperwork is a mess. They're not organized. We don't know exactly what they're trying to say, and we want to make it the best possible situation for the seller. Even if the offer is fantastic, we just want to make sure that everything is in line. And then I see offers from people that I know have been doing it forever. They're excellent communicators, and they're not going to write offers if their client isn't serious, right? You know who you are. There's too many to give shout outs to, but there's some very, very good agents here in the Capital District and beyond. And there's some that I just haven't worked with yet that probably are great, but I would just recommend to communicate a little better, okay? So again, ask for details up front. What's important to the seller? Is it timing? Is it lease contingencies? What are we looking to do that? The other thing I would say is if you're at a showing, there might be cameras on you. There might not, but I would just not make any negative comments in the house, right? Don't be nitpicky. You can talk privately with your agent or with your significant other or whoever you want to talk to about things you don't like. But if you're picking out nitpicky stuff either on camera in the house or you write a letter to the seller and there's negative comments, it's probably less likely to be accepted, right? So again, here we are. Make your offer as high as you can. If you're going to do an escalation clause, and I'll do another video on what an escalation clause really is, but essentially, if it's at $300,000, you make an offer for $300,000, and then you're going to go higher than the next highest offer, I would make it a real jump, right? So instead of $1,000 higher than the next highest offer, maybe it's $5,000 higher, right? So if somebody else does 305, you're going to go 310. Not just, I've seen like $500 escalation clauses that go a little bit higher, and that's probably just not worth it. The other thing I want to talk about is like with lenders. Some of the reasons people miss out is because they're using a lender that's out of town, no one's heard of. I'll give a shout out to somebody that we've worked with a ton, Jim Parvis at Empower Mortgage. There's been, I would say, a dozen times where we've had people that were referred to us that came with their own lender, and that's fine. If you have your own lender and they're going to do a great job for you, great. We've asked, hey, have you worked with this lender before? Do you have a relationship? How do you know? No, not really, but I think they can do a good job. Great. So they didn't, and then Jim Parvis and his team at Empower bailed our client out, right? So we had one just recently here in Montgomery County, and the lender couldn't get it done. Jim came to the rescue, got it closed in like 3 weeks when another lender couldn't get it done. So again, there's a lot of fabulous lenders out there, and I'll give shout outs to other people that we do business with here also, but make sure that your lender is either local or has a track record of getting things done. Okay, so those are a few of the things that I see. Yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say today, but there's a lot of ways that you can win in multiple offer situations. These are just some of the ways you're going to lose. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can leave a comment. You can call me, 518-774-4263. You can email me at daytonking@kw.com or follow me on any of my social channels. Have a sweet day.